Hello, everybody. I'm going to make a video about myself and my life a little bit and what's going on with me, with my blog, things like that. And we'll see where it goes. Okay, so let me just move it. You may know me as Sublime Woman or Ksenia Sita. I'm the owner of the blog that I launched in 2017. A little bit of backstory for that. I moved to the US from Russia in 2014, and the first couple of years, I have been living in a western part of the US where there's Wild Wild West. And I was coming from Moscow to, although it's a capital of the state, it doesn't feel like it. It feels like a big village, personally to me, because comparing to Moscow. So, just by looking at my looks, at my habits, everything, women around me started asking me like whether I had some sort of education on that, like how to behave and talk and dress, whether there's some sort of classes or something that they can look at or also learn from. And I said, not really. It's just how I am and just how I've just that's what I'm doing every day. And so they started asking me about things like, can you maybe give us some classes or lessons, or maybe do you have a blog or videos or something like that? And I'm like, well, I've never even thought of that. And then they gave me the first idea, and then I was slowly starting to learn more and more about femininity and feminine energy, in different lenses and different perspective. But I realized that I could actually start a blog that would just talk about feminine energy and femininity, especially from my view and background. So, coming from Russia, a little bit of a reference. Russia traditionally is a pretty traditional country. It's very conservative, and so that means that men are considered head of the family. They are the leaders. They're the providers, and women are the ones that are basically following the men. They are someone who they're being provided for, they being taken care of. They're usually taking care of their children, usually as stay-at-home moms. And being a career or a feminist is not such a popular way of living in Russia. It may have changed lately, but it's still like overall culturally, mentally, that's how Russia is, which I didn't have any problem with that. That's just how I grew up as well. All of my friends are literally the same. Coming here, definitely a different context, a little bit more, um, you know, flavor, different flavor. So I think my natural behavior as being very feminine and dressing as a very feminine individual was seen um, as something like a breath of fresh air, something really different. Because I'm not trying to present myself as aggressive, beautiful or feminine, like a career woman, because I've never been a career woman. I'm just, that's just how I am. I'm doing that daily, and that's just my way of being. So I decided to launch a blog, but I didn't want to just talk about just femininity. I decided to talk about feminine side of things plus spirituality, because this is something that I've been into not deeply for years and years, and I just barely started doing more deep research and practices and things like that. So I was basically trying to combine my love towards dresses, heels, and lipsticks and perfumes and jewelry, with yoga and mindfulness and healthy lifestyle and meditation, things like that. That was my initial idea. Technically, it's still the same idea, but as I grew, as I grow, as I learn, as things happen in my life, it definitely gets deeper, and there's much more depth right now in it. And I obviously know more things and I can do more things. That's changing, but back to the story. I'm launching my blog in 2017, and I'm doing it purely out of passion. Like, I'm not launching it to make any money. I'm just there to share what I know. Passion only, zero monetizing. I'm just writing myself, no AI involved back then, obviously. It was just me writing stuff that I know, that I live, that I apply to my own life, that I enjoy doing myself. And I started getting a ridiculous amount of feedback from women saying that, oh my God, like, how did I not know about you before? How did I not find you before? Like, I wish I knew that 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years ago. I've gotten messages and emails from women starting from like 16, 17 until 60 plus years old. My main audience was, of course, English speakers and Western or American women, maybe American Canadian, because I realized there's a lot of information that's available for Russian women, and Russian speakers are not here for English speakers. Specifically, I was really into like Vedic type of stuff, which I will get into more detail later. But Vedic perspective, which is actually not far away from Russian perspective, because Vedic knowledge and Sanskrit is very, very close and almost connected to Russian Vedic stuff, because there is also Russian Vedic knowledge. Um, so it's not that far away. And when I started sharing that, because I resonate with it so much, women would say like, where did you find that? How can I learn this? Where do I read about this? There's a book about it. Maybe you can write a book, which I will do. Maybe you have like more stuff about it. Like, can you share the sources? And I'm like, well, unfortunately, I'm the only source. That's the reason why I'm doing it, because there's a gap and I'm trying to fill the gap. Do it out of passion, no money involved. Then I get distracted on marriage and making babies, because that's what I wanted to do. That was my goal, and eventually, and I reached the goal, and I did that. But because of all that, I put a pause, all the blog work, all the stuff that I was going to do completely. And I also barely started doing women's circles online only, which I really enjoyed. Women also enjoyed. I would have continued, but again, marriage and babies. And when I say babies, I have one daughter, but unfortunately, before and after, I also had a journey of pregnancy losses of different kinds, and that also shaped me in a different woman that I am, but I will be talking later. But um, fast forward, my blog is completely on pause, nothing is happening, and of course, I'm starting to lose readers, and women are, also growing. They also live their lives. More things are happening in their life, and some of them, like, they drift away. Some of them, they learn something themselves, and so I realize my audience change. And now going back, there's also, of course, momentum is lost a little bit, but I realize that I have so much more stuff right now that I would like to share, because a lot of things happen in my life last 4-ish years that I want to share too. I'm not going to share about my personal life and like my actual personal private details, because I think that's why they're called private. But I will share what I learned, how it changed me, and what I'm doing right now. So throughout these years after I launched my blog, I also got much, much deeper into spirituality at the same time, but I didn't want to openly share it too much, because I didn't want to scare the women that initially got attracted to my just feminine only blog. I mean, I started with articles that were like talking about, more how you dress elegantly, or like how you the gestures and etiquette and manners, like everything that I enjoyed myself, like natural perfumes, things like that. I would add an element of mysticism and spirituality, like for example, the nail color has a difference, so like the lipstick color has a different meaning. Your hair has a lot of power in them, and it's not just a pretty thing, but it's a pretty part of you, but it's also has like a lot of spiritual power in it. Like I would add this, but not a lot. I cannot hold this anymore, so I'm going to start adding more stuff. Of course, I am still transitioning right now to a different stage of life, and I'm not fully present there, but I'm trying to work on being more and more present, because I have so many ideas. Like my phone is full of notes on what I want to do and write about and talk about and make videos about. And eventually, at some point, I changed my blog that only has a blog website, blog layout, to the website layout, which means it's not just for reading. Now it's an actual website, and I'm adding services that you can buy. They're still in the process of like shaping into something, because I'm still learning some things. I eventually will probably have final offers. I have some right now, but I know that they're not finalized yet. I'm still like trying to figure out, because I'm now actually finally stepping into the version of myself that I love the most. Believe it or not, after everything that happened, this is the version of myself that I love the most, because I am probably the most grounded, the most stable, the most clear minded right now. Ironically, again, After everything that happened, you would think differently, but that's not the case. What happened to me brought a ridiculous amount of clarity and ridiculous amount of understanding of what's going on, why I'm here, and what I'm going to do. Things that I would like to do in the future, and I would like to share more of, is definitely in service for women, but it's not just about femininity and feminine energy and how to like generate it more, connect with it more. This is kind of entry level. Like you can enter the space with that. There is a beautiful course that I created, which is basically basics of femininity that I've been trying to do for a long time. I finally finished it. It's out there. I realize it's like super outdated. I mean, sorry, not outdated. It's super delayed, and some women that were interested in that probably don't even remember that it's there, or they don't even remember that they were asking about it. But it's if you're watching this and you've been wanting a course of femininity that's like basic understanding of feminine energy, really basic, it's out there for you. You can go ahead and purchase that. But right now, there's much more, much deeper stuff and much more things that I can offer as a service to women because I would love to serve. Um, Quick overview is besides just knowing and practicing a lot of feminine energy and femininity itself, I'm also into Ayurveda and Ayurvedic way of living, and it's been the case for last several years until I finally officially decided to be like a certified Ayurvedic lifestyle some time ago consultant, certified Ayurvedic lifestyle consultant, and then just recently finishing a course on prenatal postnatal Ayurveda teacher and Garba Sanskar teacher. So, I mean, with that one, I could technically be a prenatal yoga teacher, but I'm not a yoga teacher. I just do yoga for myself. But the most interesting part of that course was Garba Sanskar course part is how you treat pregnancy and the period when you're carrying a baby spiritually and like metaphysically, and how you treat it energetically. Completely different lens, not so much of it out there, especially in the Western part. There's a whole missing layer of information on how you approach this and yourself and pregnancy and a baby while you're pregnant, spiritually, basically, like what's going on a spiritual level, what's going on an energetic subtle level to you and the baby, what is important to do or not to do throughout these very precious golden 9 months. Something that I learned recently. So these are the things that I would like to work with women with and help them. Additionally, of course, I got initiated throughout my journey into the healing, energy healing, and I'm also choosing to work only with women. I could do that with everybody, but I am consciously choosing to work only with women because I'm here for women, and I want to help them. I want to serve them, like I said. So energy healing, also adding an option to work with children until 12 because women often come with children, and children are their continuation, especially until the age of 12 years old. So naturally, I also offer that. Energy healing, again, a lot of layers there. Will be a separate video about it. But another piece of content and services. Um, and right now, I am finally diving really deep into feminine mysticism, a very deep, rich layer of ancient knowledge across cultures, across tradition countries all over the world. Absolutely fascinating, absolutely amazing to me. With AI, you get to learn even faster and even more. I'm like speechless the more I learn about it, and it's resonating so much in my heart and my soul and my being and my womb. I want to share that too. I want to use that to serve women as well. So this is going to be something that will be more and more of, excuse me, on my website and on my social media. Social media is not my strongest part of work. Let's put it this way. I think it takes too much time and energy um, for it to actually work. Like I have to be there a lot, or I don't know, I have to like maybe reorganize it or something. But I do what I can. But there's that, and also videos is something that I've been meaning to do for a long time, more frequently, more often as well. So this is my attempt again, and let's see how it goes after that. I don't have like a perfect setup and a perfect camera. I just use my phone this time, so we'll see how it goes. Um, yeah, so this is where I am. I'm sorry if I was speaking too fast. I was trying to like um yeah, it's 15 minutes. Okay. So let me know if you've been with me and if you've been reading my blog since 2017 or 18. I'm back at that time. Maybe even let me know where you're at. Let me know what you're interested in, what's going on in your life, like if you're with me or if you still just want to, you know, stay with femininity, which is fine too. I will continue femininity as well. Like it's still part of me. I'm still living that. It will be always with me, but there'll be more depth, there'll be more spirituality, non-religious spirituality, there'll be more mysticism, practices, rituals, ceremonies that are extremely nourishing for our feminine soul and feminine body. Thank you so much for being here, or if you're new, hello and welcome, nice to meet you. Leave a comment, check out my blog, check out my social media. um, I appreciate your time. I hope you have a great day.